Why does a woman's age matter that much? These strange anti-aging tips on TikTok and Instagram, which get millions of likes, didn't just appear out of nowhere, and the popularity of Botox injections still shows no sign of slowing down. Why are women so afraid of aging? And when exactly does old age begin? Who gave us an expiration date, and why did we agree to it? Why is everyone so obsessed with staying forever young, and what are women willing to do to never age? Spoiler alert, it's about to get a bit creepy. So get comfortable, ask someone younger in the house to bring you a glass of water, grab your blood pressure monitor, and let's begin. I hope you've already started your day with a glass of beef bone broth or whatever TikTok is recommending for rejuvenation these days. And of course, don't forget to do a gua sha facial massage to stay young while you're watching this video. Because today we're talking about the society's standards on women's youth. It's no secret that we live in the media age. Movies, TV shows, and even our favorite Instagram feeds reflect the world we live in. But they also shape our reality. The subtle feed us templates, standards, and scenarios that we begin to see as normal. It's like the chicken and the egg question. You don't know what came first. Maybe people have always valued youth and beauty, or maybe it's the ruthless influence of Korean K-dramas. In any case, the media is a mirror of reality. That's why we're going to start this conversation about the harsh reality on women's lives by revisiting the TV shows, movies, and of course TikTok. They seem to hold the key to answering the question, why are women so afraid of aging?
Today here, I just wanted to let everyone know that this is my official YouTube channel, and this is...
Did you know that the hardest age for an actress is 40 years old? According to a 2022 study by the University of Southern California, women played lead roles in 44 films that year, but only 10 of those actresses were over 40. For men, the number was 35 out of 44. In 2021, only 7 such roles went to women. This isn't a new trend, it's a deeply rooted issue. If we look at American movies from the 20th to the 21st century, we see that actresses are most likely to get lead roles in their 20s. After that, their chances drop significantly. Who can they play after 30s? An old lady on a bench? Actresses aged 20-29 get 80% of roles. Those in their 30s get 40%, and after 40, only 20%. Meanwhile, men over 40 land about 50% of lead roles. For older women, there are hardly any roles written for them. They usually end up playing witches or someone's mom, if they're lucky, and their salaries shrink every year. So judging by media, if you're just an ordinary mortal, once you stop being young, let's just say the future doesn't look very bright. For movie characters, it's simple. Under 25, you're beautiful, you're desirable, you're a heartbreaker. After that, it's time to start thinking about marriage and kids. If you don't make it by 30, well, my condolences. But what magical thing happens between 30 and 40? Apparently, movie heroines after 40 instantly turn into old ladies. We watch all of this and desperately thinking how to turn back time. And admit it, it's terrifying blowing out candles on a cake that has number 40 on it. If we believe movies, once you turn 40, you either disappear or live a joyless existence. Even though modern female characters are becoming more realistic, they're still often just the pretty sidekick of the male lead. Cinema is still terrified of women aging or showing signs of getting older, and because of that, we started fearing it too. By the way, 2 rare movies where a grown woman is portrayed as beautiful and successful are It's Complicated from 2009 and The Devil Wears Prada. If you can think of any others, drop them in the comments. Let's raise together the age of women in their prime. But returning to the topic, you can't help but ask yourself, why is it all so depressing? The answer is quite simple, but not comforting at all. Even though we live in the 21st century and promote healthy values, there is still an overwhelming focus on women's appearance. Beauty is closely tied to youth, and wrinkles are something a beauty diva can't afford. Women are still expected to be perfect. You know, we've already gotten somehow used to the beauty industry pushing insecurities on us and sadly encouraging us to chase unattainable standards. But for me, it was a real cultural shock when I came across a video of a man seriously teaching his daughter that a woman's most important quality is her beauty.
From birth, I've been training Liza to believe that a girl's appearance is the most important thing in her life, with personal talents and education coming second. Beautiful girls have always had it much easier than unattractive ones, and she needs to know that.
How many parents are still encouraging this obsessive focus on appearance in their children? We can only guess. As I mentioned before, a woman's youth is directly tied to her beauty. It's crazy how we don't even realize how deep this connection runs. You've probably seen those endless videos from style and makeup experts warning us about the terrible mistake of dressing or doing our makeup in a way that might make us look a couple of years older. God forbid a makeup look makes you appear older or doesn't make you look decades younger, it's labeled as bad makeup. Clothes that add years, bad clothes. Have you noticed how we describe outfits that seem outdated or unstylish? We say,
"Ew, that's such a granny style."
So looking like a grandma equals looking awful. Being young and beautiful is cool and amazing, but aging? No thanks. Which leaves just one question. What did grannies do to deserve this? We're literally told that you can only be feminine and attractive until you're 25. From 25 to 30, you start to slowly lose your charm. First, the wrinkles show up and it all goes downhill from there. At 30, you're no longer a girl, you're a woman. Step aside, there is a line here, just like in those memes. Before you know it, you're 40 and all you can do is envy those whose flower hasn't faded yet. That's exactly what TV shows, movies and TikTok jokes are telling us. And you know, jokes are jokes, but there is a real sense of cosmic unfairness of it all. Even in movies, the idea of adult women envying younger ones and longing to regain their youth is treated like an universal truth. And not just in movies. Snow White's stepmother hates her for being rosier, sweeter, and of course, younger. It's as if older women are only allowed to feel regret about lost youth, as if rich life experience, career success, and the broad worldview don't matter at all. So it's no surprise that those lucky enough to still be young fear losing youth more than anything. Movies are made about this, tales are written, and this theme is deeply rooted in our mythology. The obsession with youth actually goes way back. For example, in the Victorian era, women also chased after firm, glowing skin, but not all women, only those who could afford it. Fragility, paleness, and that untouched vibe were symbols of privilege. Wealthy women who didn't have to work in factories or care for a dozen children used this to highlight their social status. It's the same story as with pale skin. If you were rich, you didn't sweat under the sun and risk tanning. Being tanned meant you were a working-class girl. If you could afford staying youthful, that meant you were winning at life. Part of a wealthy family with a husband who owned a fortune. Honestly, not much has changed today. Just look at the prices for all these anti-aging treatments. To afford them, you'd practically need to catch yourself a rich shade. But you'd think after all this time, things would be different. And yet, I keep asking myself, who keeps making us believe that aging is bad for women? Who convinces us that with age we lose our charm and femininity? Then I came across this video.
In terms of, like, if you ask me what demographic of women I find the most physically attractive between the ages of 18 to 25. No, but you ask most men that, they're going to say probably between the age of 18 to 25.
You know, it immediately reminded me of Leo DiCaprio, our famous fan of dumping girlfriends as soon as they turn 25. Nobody can beat Leo's strict youth quota. And if Leo picks women under 25, every other man starts thinking,
why I should settle for less?
And here is the wildest part. I was in Rome recently, having lunch at the restaurant, and at the next table, a group of men, clearly all over 40, were chatting about their girlfriends. One of them said, "Well, Sofia is turning 28 soon." To which the other replied, "Time to find a new one. I'm surprised you stuck with her this long. You always go for under 24. Thank God I wasn't drinking wine at that moment, or I would have choked on it with my old throat.
I won't tell you. I won't spoil it for you. But maybe ask.
So now you sit and wonder, where is the finish line for this race toward defining the expiration date of a grown woman? And where is this trend of assigning women a shelf life going? You'd think men have nothing to do with it. After all, the world is not spinning around them. But unfortunately, media still pushes these two persistent ideas. First, every woman should find her true love, and to do that, she must attract men. And second, men only love young, beautiful women, and young means under 30. Though that age limit has shifted, now it's 25. You're already expected to worry about aging and securing your personal life to feel worthy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on men here. Guys in the 21st century, just like us, have fallen victim to these ideas. They're watching the same movies, shows, and viral memes as we are. And since this is the age of ready-made opinions, someone's already decided for them what to think. They live in a world where everyone tells them, your woman should be young and beautiful, and they just accept it as fact. But oddly enough, no one advises them to preserve their own youth or beauty. Women's youth is still tied to purity and innocence after all. Curious about why men often choose younger partner, I looked for many sources, somehow landed on Reddit, and I found this gem.
That's delusional. Men in their 40s like women in their 20s because they are the most fertile. This is also known as evolutionary biology. We have no control over who we are attracted to. I'm 43 and am attracted to and date cute 20-something-year-old women with skinny little legs. I have no control over that.
Apparently, if a woman is older, she's already worn down by life and isn't worth noticing anymore. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you're wondering now, does this mean an older single man is a bad man? Let me tell you, of course not. Apparently, a man under 30 years old isn't even a man. He's still a boy.
I say all the time, in today's day and age, you shouldn't be getting married until you're at least 35.
That was my next question for you. As a man, what age should you consider getting married?
So I have, this is my thing that I tell guys. I think 35 years old.
Our beloved double standards. While 30-year-old boys are busy playing PlayStation, we're off to stock up on anti-aging creams and masks. Although at 30, it's probably too late. Better to start at 14 just to be sure. And no, that's not a joke. I actually saw a TikTok video of a 14-year-old girl showing off her anti-aging routine. So if the starting point is 14, we're probably a bit behind. Maybe it's not even worth starting anymore. What do you think? And let's not even talk about those anti-aging tips on TikTok. They're not just surprising, they're totally scary. Why do fancy wrinkle gadgets look like outdated Halloween costumes? Is this a subtle hint that we should become cyborgs to keep up with trends and avoid aging? It's apparently the method for the laziest among us, or for those who didn't coat their skins with creams in their teens. Now I have only one question. Where do I send my money? Of course, all these magical products cost a fortune. But hey, the endless youth trend seems to benefit everyone except us. For the beauty industry, our insecurities are a jackpot. Who else feels older just from watching this video? Looks like it's time to deal with those wrinkles because God forbid you don't have a smooth, youthful skin. Living in a world that constantly pushes you to be someone else and chase approval is exhausting. And the saddest part, this isn't likely to change anytime soon. These narratives are so deeply rooted in our minds that we can't expect them to disappear from movies or social media anytime soon. It's like we're stuck on repeat, and the worst part is we're all expected to play along. But thankfully, the internet isn't just full of anti-aging hacks. Today, it's easier to step back and question how much this eternal youth philosophy really resonates with you. Do you really want to listen to all these wise beauty experts, or would you rather be yourself and love yourself as you are? After all, chasing media-driven ideals makes it easy to end up with no one left to emulate. Real people don't fit into imaginary standards. Movie characters don't seem to live past their 40s, so is it worth looking at them for inspiration? Should we really be taking life advice from fictional stories that barely allow women to age? Maybe it's time we start defining beauty and worth on our own terms. That's all for today, and if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and let me know in the comments what do you think about this toxic trend. Thank you very much for watching. You have a great day.